The phone rang at 2:11 a.m. I remember the number because it refused to leave my head, even after everything else did. "Dad," she whispered, not sobbing, not screaming, controlled fear, the kind that means she's already learned what screaming costs. "Please come get me." There was a pause, breathing on the line, someone else in the room. "I can't talk," she said. The call died. I was already driving when the second call came. No words this time, just the sound of something heavy hitting the floor. Then silence. Their house was lit like a shrine. Warm yellow lights, calm, respectable. I knocked once, hard. The door opened just enough for her mother-in-law's face to appear, composed, smiling like she'd rehearsed it. "She's not leaving," she said, her hand pressed flat against the doorframe. I didn't raise my voice, didn't threaten. I stepped forward. She stumbled back in surprise, more offended than hurt. That's when I heard my daughter, a sound I had never heard her make before, not crying, struggling. She was on the floor of the living room. Her husband stood over her, not touching her, watching. That was worse. I saw her arms first, not bruises, patterns, faded yellow under fresh purple, circles around her wrists, symmetry, precision, training marks. My mind tried to protect me, tried to label them accidents, clumsiness, anything but intention. Her eyes met mine, and in that moment, I understood. This hadn't started tonight. This had been curated. The mother-in-law spoke from behind me, calm as a judge. "She's emotional. She exaggerates." I didn't respond. I knelt beside my daughter. She flinched before she recognized me. That reflex broke something permanent inside my chest. "She fell," her husband said, too quickly, eyes fixed on the carpet. A man reciting lines, not believing them. I helped her up. She leaned into me like she'd been waiting for permission to collapse. "She's coming with me," I said. Silence. Then the laugh. Small, insulted. "You don't understand our family," the mother-in-law said. "We discipline our own." That word echoed. Discipline. I nodded once. I understood exactly enough. I didn't go to the police. Not yet. I took her home, wrapped her in quiet, let her sleep, and I watched. I photographed everything, dated it, logged it, compared healing stages. Patterns don't lie. People do. I pulled phone records, not messages. Deleted messages are loud. I looked at timing, frequency, gaps where apologies usually live. I requested medical records under her childhood file, not injuries, visits, anxiety, sleep disorders, notes from doctors trained to see fear but not name it. I spoke to neighbors, casually, asked about noise complaints. "Just checking," I said, "family matter." I found 3. I watched court videos at night, learned the cadence of truth, how lies accelerate, how real grief pauses. My daughter tried to minimize it. "They didn't mean to," she said. "It's cultural, it's stress." I didn't argue. I let her talk herself into believing it might stop. People always think cruelty has an off switch. I built a timeline instead. The report arrived on a Tuesday. A social worker I used to know reviewed everything quietly. No favors, just competence. "Coercive control," she said. "Psychological imprisonment. Physical enforcement." She slid the folder toward me. I didn't open it. I already knew. That evening, I invited them over. Tea, biscuits, neutral ground. They sat stiffly on my couch, offended by the invitation they couldn't refuse. I placed the folder on the table between us. No speeches, no accusations, just facts. The husband reached for it. His mother stopped him. She opened it herself. Her composure cracked at page 3. At page 6, she started crying. "This is exaggerated," she said, voice trembling. "She's unstable." I looked at my daughter. "She's leaving," I said. "Permanently." The husband stood up. I didn't. "I already filed," I continued. "Protection order, documentation attached. If you contest it, this becomes public." Silence. Not shock, calculation. They lost. The real revenge wasn't the court. It was the truth. I sent copies to the community leaders they respected, the ones who smiled in public and disciplined in private. I didn't add commentary. I didn't need to. Their reputation began to rot quietly. Invitations withdrawn, whispers replacing greetings. The mother-in-law called me once. "You've destroyed us," she said. I corrected her. "You documented yourselves." Click. My daughter changed her number, changed her name back. She stopped flinching at doors. The husband tried once more. A letter. Apologies soaked in self-pity. I returned it unopened. Some explanations are just confessions in disguise. I don't feel rage anymore. Rage is noisy, inefficient. What I feel is clean. I sit with my daughter on quiet mornings. We don't talk about the past unless she asks. Healing doesn't need witnesses.